Hey everyone, I'm Scott Stokely and I'm here in Jacksonville, Florida putting my Ren from Stokely Discs, and it is really windy. There's some dude over there mowing his lawn, and airplanes keep flying overhead. So I'm hoping AI will make this video listenable. Pretty sure that's a word, right? Listenable? Anyway, I want to try to convince all of you that someday disc golf will be the most played sport on planet Earth. Now, I'm not going to do this by talking about how beautiful the flight of the flying disc is. I'm not going to talk about how we have the best community in the world, or how when you get an ace, you keep coming back trying to repeat. I mean, all those things are true, but that's not why we'll be the greatest and the largest sport on planet Earth. I'm going to convince you by following a very simple, logical path that uses math. So here I go. By the way, I have to putt while I talk, forgive me. So I'm going to start by trying to make the case that the greatest sport of the 20th century was golf. Now, as soon as I say that, I know there's pushback, because some of you are like, whoa, hey, we're in America, buddy. You ever hear about baseball or football? I'm sure if you were in Brazil, you would say, what about soccer? If you were in New Zealand, you would say, what about rugby? Well, there's two reasons why golf is the greatest sport of the 20th century. Number one, when professional football players, soccer players, rugby players, and baseball players retire from their chosen sport, a lot of them take up golf. Nobody from the PGA Tour has ever retired from professional ball golf and taken up football or rugby. Sports at the highest level all filter and circle down one direction, and that is towards the game of golf. But the second reason that golf's the greatest sport of the 20th century is because of how many people play the game. According to the most recent poll I saw, 22 million people in the US say they are golfers, at least at a recreational level. Now, on the surface, you might think, whoa, well, that's less than 10%. Except it's not, because the game of golf, ball golf in the US, is not accessible to everybody. Golf is expensive. There's a high barrier to entry. There's the equipment costs. They're obviously playing. I mean, God forbid you have kids and you're not wealthy. You're not playing golf with your kids. So let's just pick a round number to match it. Let's say 88 million people in the U.S. have access financially to the game of golf. 22 million of those people play. 25% of people in the U.S. that can play golf play. I do not believe there's any other sport in the world that can claim that, because everybody can go out and shoot pool, but 25% of people don't. Anybody can go out and play darts, but the people that play darts is less than 25%. Everybody can join a bowling league. Everybody can kick a soccer ball or throw a ball through a hoop. I don't believe any other sport has 25% of the people who have access to it play. Now, as far as why people play the game of golf, that's a whole other video, but there has been countless books on the subject. There is the goal setting, the personal challenges, the overcoming obstacles. People play because of PTSD. People play because they get exercise. They like to compete, hang with their friends. There's people that golf because they like to day drink. Countless reasons why people play the game of golf. Now, why do people play disc golf? Well, it turns out that every single thing that the game of golf, the game I believe is the greatest sport of the 20th century, every single thing the game of golf has to offer, disc golf also offers. When you go from ball golf to disc golf, you do not lose a single thing that makes the game of golf great. But you gain a bunch of things. There's a lower barrier to entry. There's an easier barrier to entry as far as skill level. It takes less time to play. You can play a round of disc golf on the way home from work in an hour and a half. You don't have to set aside an entire Sunday for a round of golf. You play in a much more varied terrain. Disc golf courses are more environmentally friendly. They take up less land. I mean, there's so many reasons why disc golf offers things that ball golf isn't able to or doesn't do as well as we do without losing anything from ball golf to disc golf. And do not think that I am dissing the sport of golf. I'm acknowledging the game of golf as the greatest sport of the 20th century. I'm just saying disc golf is more accessible and offers more than ball golf. So why is it going to be the greatest sport in the world and the largest sport in the world? Well, I think human psychology is fairly universal. There's different cultures, there's certainly different socioeconomic situations, different religions. There's all sorts of things that influence human behavior, but basic human psychology is the same in China as it is in England, as it is in the Amazon rainforest. Humans are human. So all those things that make the game of golf great, that appeal to us, will appeal to people around the world regardless of where you come from and what your culture is. So the more disc golf is offered and becomes accessible to people around the world, I see no reason why we wouldn't carry a similar percentage of people that have access to the game who ultimately choose to play. And as soon as the game is accessible to every person in the world, I don't see any reason why we don't carry that same 25% adoption rate among people who have access to the game. So I think it's mathematically correct to say that someday disc golf will be the greatest sport in the entire world. And if you disagree, it's a public forum. Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments. Thanks, guys.